Georgia, the country of mysteries, mountains, and wine. Welcome, everyone, to Georgia. Not the U.S. state, but a small nation brimming with a treasure trove of deadly facts that will leave you in awe. This is where you'll uncover dramatic historical tales, adventures that defy imagination, and warm-hearted people ready to welcome you into their world. You might think Georgia is just a tiny country, but as you delve deeper, you'll realize it's a cultural treasure, a mystical land with secrets waiting to be unveiled. And when it comes to the food, hold your horses, because the dishes here will have you exclaiming, "How can anything be this amazing?" Get ready, because your journey of discovery in Georgia will keep you hooked every single moment. 1. Georgia is not America. First, let's clear up a common misconception. The Georgia you might be thinking of, with its football games and Coca-Cola parties, is a state located in the southeastern United States. The Georgia we're exploring is a small, beautiful country nestled between Europe and Asia, with a particularly strategic location bordering Russia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Turkey. That's right, Georgia is a land where two continents meet, where Eastern and Western cultural influences blend to create a unique identity. Given its geographical position, Georgia is not only a connecting point between Asia and Europe, but also boasts a breathtaking natural landscape. You'll witness the majestic Caucasus mountain range, stretching like a protective wall safeguarding the nation from external influences. The lush green valleys and ancient villages, so tranquil that time seems to stand still, are all characteristic landscapes that make Georgia so distinctive. And then you'll realize that Georgia is not just a country with a long history, but also a convergence point of many civilizations from the east to the west. If you're only familiar with Georgia in the U.S., don't be surprised when you come here and experience the transformation from a land of old tales to a destination with a fascinating cultural fusion that you simply can't ignore. Here, you'll understand that what is not American is something you can't miss. 2. An ancient kingdom, a colorful history. The history of Georgia is not a simple tale, but a long, arduous, and mystical journey. Did you know that Georgia was once a powerful kingdom that existed for thousands of years, even before the mighty Roman and Russian empires were formed? Georgia was a crossroads for numerous ancient civilizations, from the Greeks and Romans to the Persian, Ottoman, and Russian empires. The country's history is a diverse tapestry, shaped by the cultural, religious, and political influences of these major empires. Yet from this, the Georgian people have forged a distinct, strong, and proud cultural identity. From the early centuries, Georgia was an influential kingdom, particularly the Kingdom of Iberia, which existed from the 4th century BC. This kingdom flourished, becoming a formidable power in the Caucasus region. It was also one of the first nations in the world to adopt Christianity in the 4th century, laying the foundation for a rich and enduring culture. The Christian influence is still present in the lives of Georgians, particularly through the ancient monasteries and churches that are now national symbols. One of the greatest landmarks in Georgian history is the reign of Queen Tamar in the 12th century. Tamar was not only a talented queen, but also a valiant warrior who led the country through an era of remarkable prosperity. Under her leadership, the Georgian kingdom reached the height of its power, expanding its territory and building a robust economy. Tamar was victorious in numerous battles, defending and strengthening the country against external invasions. She also spearheaded the development of culture and art, leaving a magnificent legacy for the nation. Following Tamar's era, Georgia continued to experience many fluctuations. In the 13th century, the kingdom was struck by Mongol invasions, leading to a temporary decline. However, despite facing devastation, the Georgian people maintained their national identity and pride. Continuous wars with the Ottoman and Persian empires stretched across centuries, making Georgia a flashpoint in regional conflicts. Yet, with their indomitable spirit, Georgians not only survived, but also thrived, even under the influence of these empires. Another milestone came in the 19th century when Georgia was annexed into the Russian Empire. This was a major turning point in the country's history, but also presented significant challenges for the Georgian people, particularly in preserving their cultural identity and political independence. After the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, Georgia regained its independence but immediately faced geopolitical tensions, especially with breakaway regions like Abkhazia and South Ossetia. Despite enduring many trials and tribulations, the Georgian people have retained their pride in their country. The historical sites that remain today, from ancient fortresses to grand monasteries, evoke a bygone splendor that the people here are proud to preserve. As you step into these sites, you'll feel like you're walking through the pages of history, each step a part of the long story of this nation's survival and growth. Every mountain, river, and monument recounts the tale of a resilient, proud people who always rise powerfully despite challenges. 3. The Georgian language, a language of mysteries. So, what language will you use to converse with the locals when you visit Georgia? The answer is a completely distinct one. The Georgian language is unlike any other in the world, and that's exactly what makes it so remarkable. There's no Latin or Cyrillic alphabet like in familiar languages. Instead, Georgia uses a unique writing system called mkhedruli. The characters look like abstract artistic drawings, quite baffling if you're not accustomed to it, but once mastered, each sentence becomes like its own work of art. However, don't worry. Although learning Georgian might pose a small challenge, the people here are amiable. They'll be delighted when you attempt simple phrases like Gamar Joba, hello, or Mad Loba, thank you. And when you say Gamar Joba with a smile on your face, you'll immediately receive a warm welcome, as if you were a long-lost friend. It's a fantastic way to start any conversation in Georgia. In addition, Georgians take great pride in their culture and traditions. They believe in the importance of family, hospitality, and traditional values. One of the prominent cultural highlights is the supra, grand feasts where you can enjoy delicious food, participate in joyful dances, and even listen to fascinating stories. These feasts will not only fill your stomach, but also give you the spirit of unity and warmth in every toast and tale from the Georgian people. Therefore, if you ever have the chance to visit Georgia, remember that it's not just the breathtaking landscapes and impressive history, but it's the people that will make your trip more memorable than ever. 4. Land of Mysterious Mountains. If you're planning a trip here, brace yourself for a journey that's both breathtaking and unforgettable, where nature seems to narrate stories through every scene. Mount Kazbegi, with the famed Gergeti Trinity Church perched halfway up its slopes, is where you'll feel an absolute harmony between humanity and nature. Imagine standing there at dawn as the first rays of sunlight pierce through the mist, illuminating the lush green valley below. It's a sight straight out of an oil painting, leaving you both awestruck and strangely peaceful. In Svaneti, the land of ancient defensive towers, every view is captivating. Pause Mestia, where stone houses seem to hold centuries of memories. Venture deeper into this region, and you'll reach Ushguli, one of the highest villages in Europe. With its snow-dusted fields, mountains that seem to touch the sky, and towering stone towers, Ushguli exudes a mysterious, majestic beauty, like another world where time seems to stand still. If you're the adventurous type, challenge yourself with some rigorous trekking. Winding trails will lead you through valleys bursting with vibrant wildflowers, babbling brooks that sound like nature's songs, and the occasional herd of livestock grazing peacefully, creating a vivid portrait of life in the highlands. And looking to conquer a summit? Try climbing Mount Kazbegi, a challenge not for the faint of heart. Or explore the rugged trails of Ushguli, where every step is a testament to your perseverance and will. For those who seek tranquility, simply sitting on the porch of a small wooden cabin, sipping hot tea, and gazing at the sprawling Caucasus Range is enough to make you appreciate the extraordinary beauty of this place. Every gust of wind carries the scent of flowers and grass, and every gentle ray of sunshine seems to whisper the stories of this magnificent mountain range. Coming here is not just about sightseeing, it's about truly living each moment, immersing yourself in the wonder of nature, and letting your heart be healed magically. 5. Khachapuri. Bread that can kill. If you think you've tried all the cheese bread dishes across the globe, then clearly you haven't experienced khachapuri, the national dish of Georgia. And when I say khachapuri is to die for, I'm not exaggerating. This bread is a boat featuring a soft, aromatic crust, filled with a deliciously gooey layer of melted cheese, topped off with a sunny side-up egg right in the center. Upon seeing this dish, you'll surely want to dive in head first without a second thought. Khachapuri is not just food. It's a cultural phenomenon in Georgia. You can find it everywhere, from cozy roadside stalls to upscale restaurants. Every region in Georgia has its way of making khachapuri, from the type of cheese used to the shape of the bread. For example, in the Ajara region, khachapuri is crafted like a boat, while in other areas, it can appear in simpler designs. Regardless of the method, khachapuri always delivers an unforgettable flavor that will linger in your mind. And I must warn you, don't attempt to eat too much khachapuri, as it is incredibly rich, and you'll end up feeling stuffed. But once you start eating, you won't want to stop. 6. Wine, the source of celebrations. If you think France or Italy is the cradle of wine, Georgia will smile and gently remind you that wine was birthed in this country over 8,000 years ago. That's right. Georgians have been making wine since the Stone Age, and they continue to preserve their unique traditional fermentation process to this day. Georgian wine is fermented in massive clay vessels called buried underground. The result is a robust, authentic wine that you can't find anywhere else. Georgians are not only proud of their wine, but they also see it as the center of their culture and lifestyle. You'll see wine present at every party and every festive occasion, from cozy family dinners to lavish celebrations lasting for hours. Notably, in Georgia, drinking wine is not just about tasting. It's a ritual. The host, known as the tamada, will raise a glass and deliver heartfelt toasts. Just join a Georgian-style party, and you'll find that wine here is not merely a beverage, but a connective tissue for all hearts. 7. Land of mysterious mountains. The Caucasus Mountains are the pride of Georgia, and you cannot miss them when you step foot in this land. This mountain range is not only breathtakingly beautiful, but also hides legendary tales. Mount Kazbegi, for instance, is said to be where Prometheus was chained according to Greek mythology. Meanwhile, the Svaneti region is home to the Svan people, a small yet proud ethnic group with a unique culture, famous for its ancient defensive towers, rising high like spears piercing the sky. Hiking along the winding trails of the Caucasus will take you through picturesque landscapes, lush green valleys filled with wild flowers, babbling brooks, and tiny villages nestled at the foot of the mountains. And if you're an adrenaline junkie, try climbing Kazbegi or conquering the challenging routes in Ushguli, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. 8. Tbilisi, the city of contrasts. Georgia's capital, Tbilisi, is a unique place where the past and present blend in a mesmerizing way. You can stroll through cobblestone streets lined with charming wooden houses adorned with balconies, only to suddenly find yourself in front of a modern glass and steel bridge. This city is like an inspiring symphony that harmoniously combines traditional architecture with contemporary creativity. Tbilisi is also home to famous sulfur baths, where you can relax and rejuvenate after a long day of exploration. Legend has it that even Alexander the Great stopped by here to enjoy these hot mineral waters. A little tip: when in Tbilisi, don't forget to take in the stunning views from Narikala Fortress, where you can feast your eyes on the city sparkling beneath the lights. 9. Supras, endless feast. Have you ever heard of supra? This is an upgraded version of a traditional feast, lasting not just a few hours, but sometimes an entire day. Supra is an integral part of Georgian culture, where food, wine, and laughter seem never to end. Picture this. You're seated at the dining table, and in front of you lies a splendid array of traditional dishes like khinkali, dumplings stuffed with meat, larijani, eggplant rolls with walnut paste, and of course, khachapuri. Add in a never-ending flow of wine, and the lengthy toasts filled with emotion delivered by the tamada. Each toast is expressed with heartfelt sentiments, ranging from wishes for good health to praises for friendship and family. Once you've participated in a supra, you'll understand why Georgians are hailed as the masters of hospitality. 10. The artistic and creative hub. Georgia is not only blessed with stunning natural landscapes, but is also a hotbed of remarkable artistic talent. Did you know that renowned filmmaker Sergei Parajanov and celebrated dancer Nino Ananiashvili hail from Georgia? The country is also famous for its diverse music scene, which includes traditional folk songs recognized by UNESCO as intangible cultural heritage and modern bands boasting unique styles. Moreover, performing arts are a vital part of Georgian culture. If you get the chance, be sure to catch a performance of Georgian dance. The powerful, swift moves of the male dancers, paired with the graceful, fluid movements of the female dancers, will leave you spellbound. 11. Georgia and its special fate. Georgia is currently at a critical crossroads in its geopolitical and economic landscape. Despite its long history, Georgia has been independent for only a little over 30 years. And during this time, the country has experienced significant turbulence, with frequent reports of less than positive news in international media. The northwestern region of Georgia, Abkhazia, is a prime example of this tension. Abkhazia has a complex history, with a diverse mix of ethnic groups, particularly the Abkhazians and Georgians. During the Soviet era, Abkhazia was established as an autonomous region within the Soviet Republic of Georgia, but ethnic and autonomy-related conflicts led to prolonged strife. Following the collapse of the Soviet Union, Abkhazia declared independence from Georgia, leading to a fierce war that lasted from 1992 to 1993. Although the region gained de facto control, it is not recognized by the international community, except for a few countries such as Russia, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. This situation remains unresolved, making the area a continuing flashpoint in relations between Georgia and other nations. South Ossetia, another region of Georgia, is equally complicated. Located near the border with Russia, South Ossetia declared its independence in the 1990s, resulting in conflict and lack of recognition. Russia intervened in 2008, when Russian forces attacked Georgia, claiming to be protecting Russian citizens in the area. Although a ceasefire agreement was reached after 5 days of fighting, the region remains under the supervision of Russian troops and continues to consider itself an independent state. This situation further complicates relations between Georgia and Russia. Meanwhile, Georgia continues to face significant challenges in maintaining a neutral stance, particularly amid the war between Russia and Ukraine. While Georgia aspires to align with the West and join international organizations like NATO, it also seeks to avoid escalating tensions with Russia, a powerful and influential neighbor. The Georgian government has had to adjust its policies to avoid direct conflict with Russia, but finds itself caught between pressure from both its allies and adversaries. Conclusion: Georgia, the hidden gem of the world. With all its wonders and quirks, Georgia resembles a precious gem waiting to be unearthed. It's a place where you can sip on wine that dates back to prehistoric times, savor deliciously to die for dishes like khachapuri, and get lost amidst majestic mountains or cities that beautifully blend the ancient and modern. This isn't just a country, it's a sprawling narrative of resilience, creativity, and zest for life. The Georgian people will make you feel less like a visitor and more like a cherished family member, offering genuine hospitality in even the smallest gestures. If life is an adventure, then Georgia is undoubtedly a must-stop destination. It has it all: nature, culture, history, and endless celebrations. So don't merely skim past Georgia like a strange name on the map. Pack your curiosity, prepare an empty stomach, and set off to discover this small yet enchanting country. Georgia is not a grand dream, but a simple poem where every line touches your heart. And guess what? Once you've set foot here, you'll always want to return. Because Georgia is not just a destination, but an invitation to slow down and truly appreciate the world's beauty.